Now, listen, the fact of the matter is that I've made very clear what my position is on this. And this goes back to the issue of compromise. Now, I've compromised on some things on the sick leave bill as I originally proposed it. But I will not compromise on the issue that we should no longer have cash value attached to sick leave. And if that means we get no sick leave reform, then we're getting no sick leave reform. But that's a matter of principle for me. I do not believe you should be paid for not being sick. And I don't believe the taxpayers of this state should be saddled with the expense of somebody getting paid for not being sick. So that's a matter of principle for me. And as you all are tired of hearing about, there is always a boulevard, Terry, between getting everything you want, right, and compromising your principles. I'm not going to ask anybody else to compromise their principles, and I'm not going to do it myself. But there's got to be, maybe it's a little more narrow on sick leave, but there's got to be a boulevard there. I've already moved off of what I want into the middle of the boulevard. I hope that 41 members of the Assembly and 21 members of the Senate decide that it's time for them to do that as well. If they do, then I'm happy to sign it when it comes to my desk. But so, you know, I'm frustrated by it, but believe me, no more frustrated than the public is by it. Because when I go out and talk to folks, let me tell you, one of the things that they bring up most consistently is sick leave, and they just cannot believe the abuses that occur in that area. So, you know, I live in hope. We'll get something done. It's up to him. I mean, you know, listen, let me just say this about the Senate president, and he can say whatever he wants. The Senate president's not been the problem on this. He's spoken very clearly. He's put a bill in himself on it that I said publicly I would sign. The Senate president's not the problem on this. So the Senate president wants to make comments, he can. I'm happy to give him the microphone. But the fact is, let me be really clear on this. The Senate president has not been the problem on this issue. I think he and I are generally in accord on the subject. But, you know, it's others who have tried to incrementalize this, which I don't think is the right way to go. You know anything you want to say?
We agree. We agree.